Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break with Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going today?
Every day is a great day. Fantastic,
Yeah, cool.
Wonderful. I'm not at a show this week, but I will be, when this comes out, I will be on my way to San Diego Comic-Con, I think. Or coming back. Yeah.
And you're working the Marvel booth there?
I will be at the Marvel merch booth. If you need anything Marvel merch wise, orders with a 20% fee on top of it. Just let me know.
All right, what do we got this week, Alex?
Yeah, some very interesting things. We're gonna do Gun Honey from Titan Comics. We're gonna do American Jesus, our old pal Mark Miller, and then we're just gonna talk about the New Warriors because we haven't ever, so might as well start.
Look, we do a very good job about mixing it up here. We don't really repeat unless there's a reason.
And there's a reason, correct,
to repeat. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about Gun Honey, Alex.
Wow. So Gun Honey, I think, is probably the most popular hard case crime Titans comic. So Titans Comics owns the book publishing rights for a book series called Hard Case Crime, and they're just crime novels. It's just a regular novel stuff. And the publisher, Charles Adlard, he wrote a comic book called Gun Honey, and it took off. The covers were big. Everybody was picking up the covers for number one like crazy. It already got optioned for a TV show. It's flying off the shelves. And again, this is a writer and somebody that's been in the kind of crime industry for a very long time. And this one's fun because it's a arms dealer. She's an arms dealer who essentially sells guns to one of the worst people in the world, and the government is asking her to help track down this person while also not trying to arrest her because she is an arms dealer. So it's a very interesting book.
Got it. Okay, cool. So Gun Honey, and Bill Sienkiewicz did a whole bunch of covers, and Adam Hughes did covers.
Yeah,
like they got some really big names.
Correct.
To work on this stuff. So I'll try to knock it out as quickly as possible. So Gun Honey number 1A, Bill Sienkiewicz cover, October of 2021. There were 84 9.8s. That's about a $50 book. Robert McGinnis cover B, 6 9.8s, about $50. Ang Kwor Keng cover C, 19 9.8s, $50. Andrea Camerini cover D, 16 9.8, $70. Bill Sienkiewicz cover F, 1 in 10 Virgin variant, 27 9.8s, $100 to $125. Bill Sienkiewicz cover G, 1 in 25 Virgin foil variant, 16 9.8. I could not find any 9.8s, but those are about $40 to $50 raw. Okay.
Not cheap. Yeah.
Then the Adam Hughes cover H, 212 9.8s. That's about $80. Then the second print, Robert McGinnis Virgin cover I, 10 9.8s. That's about $50. It's limited to 2,000. Then there's the third print, Adam Hughes red horizontal logo cover J, 21 9.8s. That's about $50. Then the Adam Hughes Forbidden Comics Jetpack Virgin cover, 74 9.8s, and that's about a $200 book. So now you're starting to get into some good ones.
Yep.
Then there's the Jetpack Comics Forbidden Comics foil with trade dress, 12 9.8s. That's about $100. Then there's the Forbidden Comics foil Virgin, 20 9.8s. That's about $220. So you're starting to get up there on some of these. Yep. Then the Bill Sienkiewicz Comic Mint foil cover, 43 9.8s. That's $150 to $175. Then the Ivan Tao Sanctum Sanctorum variant, 8 9.8s, is about $20. The Larix Frankie's Comics variant, 0 pop, can't find them. The Virgin variant, there are 14 9.8s, $120. Here's the big one. The Warren Lou Store Virgin Edition, 26 9.8s. That's about a $500 book in 9.8.
Wow.
$200 to $250 raw or 9.6. That's limited to $500. There's a photo pack, $20 to $25 for issues 1 through 4. That's limited to $700. And don't bother looking for cover E, Andrea Camerini, because that book was canceled. So you're going to drive yourself crazy if you look for cover E.
Gone. Yep.
Yeah, doesn't exist. All right, what do we got next, Alex?
Let's talk about Mark Miller's next Netflix hit, I think, American Jesus.
That's correct. It's going to Netflix. So
Yep.
What is American Jesus, Alex?
So American Jesus is based on his comic book called Chosen, which he renamed American Jesus because of chapter 2s, et cetera, et cetera. It's about a child who they find out is the second coming of Jesus, and like what his decisions are and how the governments fight for him, and mothers' rights and all this stuff. Very interesting book because it is old. Chosen came out a long time ago, only 3 issues, and there was nothing for a long time. And then he did the volume 2 stuff with Image. So very interesting that now it's all coming ahead essentially.
Got it. So Chosen #1, January of 2004, Alex, 18 plus years ago.
Yep.
2 9.8s, 7 9.6s. 9.8s are selling for about $350. I would, these are books you could try to find, Alex.
Yeah.
These are books you should try to find. Mark Millar's story, Peter Gross cover art. I think from Dark Horse, I think you could find these.
Yep. Yeah.
Second prints have 0 pop. They're $10 to $15 raw. The rest of these all have 0 pops. American Jesus #1, the Jody Muir cover A, yep. $10 raw. The Frank Quietly cover B is about $10 raw. The Frank Quietly black and white cover C is about $10 raw, and the blank cover D is about $5 raw. So those are all good pickups right now.
Yeah,
I picked them all up.
The Chosen came out in 2004, and the American Jesus came out in 2019. Like that's a long time. That's 15 years,
right?
Between printings. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, what do you got, Alex? Pick of the week.
Pee Wee Herman. I want to talk about Pee Wee Herman cards because I love. Topps did a Pee Wee Herman card set.
I remember those cards.
They were amazing and they were really fun. Each pack came with like a few regular trading cards, like tattoos, game cards, flickers that you could move around. There was like you could do like finger puppets, you could punch outs. There's all kinds of them. And I every now and then if I find packs at like conventions or stores, I'll pick them up. But I was looking at the other day, like buying a case of them and or a box. They're pretty expensive still. But the fun thing about these cards are to have a complete full set is almost impossible. You'll never be able to really get it. There were so many variations on a lot of the game pieces cards, or the tattoos and stuff. Some of the cards you'd only get 1 card per box. So if they're still sealed boxes, nobody knows if all the cards have been discovered yet. And a lot of the variations on like even like the regular like trading cards, like the background image has different pictures on it. So I mean, these are variants of the same card. So it's very fun to see, like, box of cards. If you buy a box of cards, more than likely you can get a base set. You might miss a few cards, but you're more than likely going to get a base set. And with the PB cards, like you would have to buy a case and 2 cases to get full set of anything.
Right.
Very tough to find.
Okay, cool. All right, what do we got next, Alex?
Let's round it out with some New Warriors. And we can start with my favorite, Speedball.
Yeah, so New Warriors was supposed to be a TV, supposed to be this, supposed to be that. Never materialized. But you're definitely seeing a pickup on the pricing on some of these. Yeah. Interestingly enough, even though it hasn't appeared yet in TV or film and it got canceled a bunch of times, these books are really starting to pick up. Wait till you hear these prices on some of these. So maybe the people are thinking that the New Warriors are going to eventually hit the TV or the film.
I mean, it's got to. I mean, they even went so far as they had like test footage of Squirrel Girl, who was supposed to be in the New Warriors show. Like, it's going to be a thing at some point. Marvel's not out of ideas, but when we're starting to talk about Miss Marvel and all the new characters, like they're going to start putting all these new people in old teams. They're going to need them.
Got it. So the first character, as you mentioned, is Speedball, Robbie Baldwin. Talk a little bit about Speedball, Alex.
Yeah, my favorite Steve Ditko creation, Speedball.
Okay.
He's a character who's been around. He's been made fun of. He was a butts of jokes for years. He has a power where, you hit him and he essentially gets these little balls around him and he bounces. He can never actually get hit. I think one of the biggest things about Speedball is they made him very dark because he was the reason why him and the New Warriors was the reason why Civil War happened. the New Warriors were fighting Nitro in a town because they were on TV. Nitro exploded and killed a bunch of people, like 600 people, including a bunch of kids. Speedball was survived, and he became the character Penance. But this character has been around for a while, and I don't think him going anywhere. And definitely, he's going to be an MCU character at some point.
Got it. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 22, 1988. 196 9.8s, 164 9.6s, $350 to $400 in a 9.8, Alex, $75 and 9.6. First appearance of Speedball, Robbie Baldwin, Daredevil and Kingpin appearance, David Michelinie story, Steve Ditko and Mark Bagley art. That's in some combo there. And Ron Friends with a John Romita cover, another interesting
big book
combo.
Nice. Yeah. A lot of nice artists.
And then the other book, Speedball number 1, September of 88. You can't find them. There are 39.8s. And it's about a $25+ raw book. You can't find them in any condition, by the way.
Yeah.
I would go to shows and start trying to pick these Speedballs up. You can't get them.
Yeah.
First Speedball in his own title, Origin of Speedball, Steve Ditko and Roger Stern's story, Steve Ditko and Jackson Guy's cover and art. So that book is already 24 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, 34 years
30,
old.
yeah,
Jesus.
88. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Who's the next new warrior, Alex?
Mr. Immortal.
All right, talk to us about Mr. Immortal. His books are expensive too.
He is a character that can't die. He is literally immortal. That's his powers.
Got it. Okay. So West Coast Avengers number 46, July of 1989, 51 9.8s, 33 9.6s. It's a $350 to $375 book. Solid, Alex.
Yeah. Yep.
First appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers, Mr. Immortal, Dinosaur, Doorman, Big Bertha, and Flatman. John Byrne story and cover, John Byrne art. So that's a good combo there.
It's a good solid book. Yeah, I think you can find these too, especially nice copies.
Yeah,
West Coast Avengers.
Listen, for sure. They printed a lot of copies of these books.
Yep.
All right, who's next, Alex?
Microbe, Zach Smith.
Yeah, tell us about this character.
So this is a fun one. He can talk to microorganisms. So, for example, like if he's in a fight with Iron Man, he can tell the microorganisms living in Iron Man's suit to rust it out. So interesting character. Very, very weird. Very different.
Got it. Very cool. Okay. So New Warriors Volume 3, number 1 from 2005. There are 2 9.8s. Those are $5 to $10 raw. Zeb Wells story, Scotty Young cover and art. Interesting story with Zeb Wells, relating back to our last episode of the show. Zeb Wells won like a wizard contest, like a year or two in a row for like best short or something like that. Or it was like a Twisted Toy Fair or something. He made a funny video and he won like a year and then he won like a second year and they're like, okay, you can't win anymore. And then he started working for Marvel after that.
Yeah.
So Pat McCallum, who we talked about in the last episode, really, really helped Zeb get his career started. So that's
Ryan Dunleavy. He wrote the little Ryan Dunleavy strips.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Okay. What are we closing with today, Alex?
Deborah Fields, Debrii. Debrii.
Yeah, so tell me about this character.
This is another side character. She has telekinesis. She's a young teen who joined the New Warriors. Essentially, this New Warriors team, her and Microbe were the ones on the team where it was a TV show, like they were following around, which leads into Civil War, and her and Microbe unfortunately died because of Nitro kind of destroying it. She stays alive. Microbe dies. But anyways, she's telekinesis. She can lift and move a bunch of small objects. She can float. And she's still kind of around the universe. She helped fight the clone Thor. And fun character.
Got it.
Excited to see if she comes into live action.
Yeah, again, New Warriors Volume 3, number 4. So part of the same series, November of 2005. 4 9.8s, also about a $10 raw book. You could find these books. Again, Zeb Wells story with Scotty Young cover on. Must be very, very early Scotty Young. I mean, you're talking about 17 years ago.
Yeah. This is like very beginning work.
Yeah, got to be very, very beginning. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this week. We loved having you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the field below, and we will catch everybody Next week, same bad time.
Same bat channel. Thanks, guys.